Hey friends, this is Miss Burrell. How are you? Well, before we can start this new lesson, it's a model. And before you can understand the model, I would like for you to have watched the video provided over the Blue Angel. So if you haven't watched the video one time through on your own, you really need to do that to understand what I am doing. So I'm going to go ahead and if you can pause me for a minute and go ahead and watch that video if you haven't, just do that for me now. So I'm just gonna pause like this. Paused. I'm pausing. I'm pausing. I'm pausing. Okay. So now we're back. And hopefully you have watched the video. So you can see here how I am kind of starting that process again of creating this model graphic organizer for you. And I'm going to be modeling my thought process as I do this. So I know that this is going to be about the Blue Angel because the title tells me it's Blue Angel, and as I was watching it, it said Blue Angel several times. It gave me some other names for this mollusk, but it did not repeat those long names, which I don't find are even important because I can't even remember them now. Right? And so I'm going to write that first word down, Blue Angel, in the center of my page, as you see there. And then I'm going to put a circle around it, okay? Because this is a good graphic organizer for descriptions. This is describing what we're seeing, okay? Let's get all this going. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and you should be able to hear it and see me, and I will stop and kind of think our way through here.
This little creature is so tiny, but be careful. It can be deadly.
Okay, so I'm already thinking it is small and it is deadly. So this guy has already given me 2 facts about the Blue Angel, and I'm writing those 2 things down.
Hi, I'm Adam, and you're watching the Epic Wildlife Series.
The Glaucus atlanticus, also known as the blue angel, blue dragon, and blue sea slug, is a marine gastropod mollusk.
Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to write all those names down. However, one of our vocabulary words, the 3 vocabulary words were marine, gastropod, and mollusk. So I'm going to assume that that must be important too because it was given as a vocabulary word and it's telling the type of animal it is. And I am looking to the side because like you, these are not common words for me, and so I'm just making sure that I do spell them correctly, and you could use your vocabulary sheet to help you with that too, so that there's a strategy for spelling.
Find this colorful family member of sea slugs in temperate and tropical waters.
Okay, so temperate is one of our words. It's not a word that I use, and so I'm going to say these are found in warm and tropical areas. Okay, and now I see a map coming up, and so I'm assuming it's going to tell me some places, and so I know that it's not in every place on this map, but it's going to be found in warm tropic waters of these places, and so instead of writing warm tropic water 3 more times as they come up, I'm going to just go ahead and come off from that main circle of warm tropic and write the places that I find.
Regions include the east and south coast of South Africa, European waters off the east coast of Australia, and Mozambique.
Okay, I'm going to have to tell you that when I watched this the first time, I had to go back and look at those things again 3 times so that I could find like Mozambique. I'm not even sure how to spell that, so I had to stop it on the video and look. So again, that is a strategy. You can go back to your reading when you're doing an actual reading besides a video. As you know, Miss Burrell's getting back to all of that. We're not just going to be watching videos forever. We want to be improving our reading skills. but our comprehension is the same everywhere. So I wrote down those places: South Africa, Mozambique, and Australia. I didn't write warm tropic waters again because I know that that's where I would find those things, right? Okay, let's keep going.
Quite tiny. The species' normal size is up to 3 centimeters.
Okay, so I wrote that he was small before, but I'm going to add in that box 3 centimeters because that's about how big it could get, which I am seeing in that picture too, that it was small, but I want to know 3 centimeters, so I'm just going to add it to that box.
It does feed on larger prey, like the venomous Portuguese man-of-war, consuming the organism in its entirety.
Okay, so it says it eats the man-o-war, but it eats more than just that, I know, because it says predators like. So the word like lets me know that it just eats larger prey. So it can feed off of larger things. So I wrote feeds off larger prey. So things much larger than itself, like that man-o-war.
Blue Angel is immune to the man-of-war's venom, collecting it for its own use. Using a much more concentrated venom, its sting is more powerful and deadly than the man-of-war.
Okay, so I think that is important to note that its sting is more powerful and deadly than the man-o-war, right? So I want to know that, especially if I'm in the water. I don't want to pick that up. So the sting is more powerful and deadly than the man-o-war. Again, I have to look at that because the man-o-war isn't a word I spell all the time. It is okay to use your resources.
The poison is stored inside the finger-like structure sticking out of its body, known as serrata. This is just one of its defense mechanisms.
Okay, so it is just talking about defense mechanisms. And so I want to write that down, write defense mechanism, because it said there's more than one, so I know they're going to talk about multiple things. So how does it defend itself? And so one of those things was the serrata, which were those finger-like stingers. And let's see what else it uses to defend itself. I know another one's coming up because I've watched this before. That's why sometimes you might have to read something more than one time too.
The beautiful blue underside of the blue angel acts as a camouflage from airborne predators as it floats upside down on the surface of the water. Its back is grayish in color and faces downward, camouflaging it from predators looking up from below the water. The blue angel is a hermaphrodite.
Okay, so it says that this is the camouflage, and then it's going to go on to a different topic. So I'm going to fill in that box with the defense mechanism. I have serrata, and I have the camouflage. So you'll see that how I've broken them off. Remember, you can be looking at my model too, because I know you can't see what I'm doing. So look at that model there. But I have broken those two apart as the two defense mechanisms that it did talk about. Then the next thing it's talking about is hermaphrodite, which again is a vocabulary word. So I know that I probably need to know that about this creature. And again, not a word I spell all the time, so make sure I'm spelling it correctly by looking at that vocabulary sheet.
Both slugs to produce egg strings after mating, which they lay on driftwood or the skeletons of their victims. There is so much more to learn about this intriguing creature, but
all right. And so, so much more to learn. You're definitely welcome to spend some time learning a little bit more about the Blue Angel if you would like. For today, this is kind of our focus. Tomorrow, I am going to give you a video, and the expectation is that you go ahead and create a model similar to mine. Again, I just did another one as we were going here. So where you're going to put the main topic in the middle, and then the things that describe it around it, thinking through the thought process of this. You might have to do more than one work at it to kind of get it where you want it to be or for it to make sense. But again, we will have, so this is the model example for today, and tomorrow I will assign For you to do this, again, you'll need some paper like that, something to write with, and we'll just turn them in this way, or you can do it on Google Classroom through drawing, whatever works best for you. We'll take it. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Have a great day, friends.